Welcome to the course Introduction to R Programming. You may recall that in the earlier lecture, we started a discussion on the topic that how to find and search a particular expression or a character inside a string. And for that, we have discussed the two functions sub and gsub. The objective of these two functions was to find something from an expression and then to replace it by something what we want. Now, there is another aspect that suppose only want to search for an expression that we want that where this type of expression is occurring in the string. That means, in simple words, we are only interested in matching of an expression in the string. So how to do it? That is the first objective of this lecture. And after that, we will discuss two more simple functions. So now we start this lecture. So we have seen that R has got several functions which can match and replace a particular expression inside any string. And for that, we have used the two functions here, sub and gsub. Now coming to outline, here first we will discuss about the introduction, then operations with strings, then demonstration of various examples, finally conclusion. Coming to introduction, suppose we only want to search for an expression that we want that where this expression is occurring in the string. That means in simple words, we are only interested in the matching of an expression in the string. So how to do it? This is our first topic. After that, we will discuss two more simple functions for operations on strings. So we have seen that R has got several functions which can match and replace a particular expression inside any string. And for that, what we used in our earlier lectures, sub and gsub, these two functions. So sub and gsub have two steps to work. First step, match. Second step is replace. Whereas there are some functions which do only the matching, and these type of situations are pretty common whenever you are trying to deal with any database. Then one of such function we will use here, grep function, which can be used for searching the matches only, not replacement. So sub and gsub are used for performing replacement. Now what is grep? Which is meant for globally search regular expression and print it simply. So globally in the entire of the given strings, it searches the regular expression, the pattern which is going to be searched and print it, displays. So the uses are syntax grep within parentheses pattern comma x. So it search for matches to argument pattern within each element of a character vector x. X is the vector or string or value. Your pattern, whatever the value will give, that can be searched from x and it displays. What it displays, it returns an integer vector of the indices of the elements of x that yield a match. Displays that integer vector. Now, the another usage here by using value equal to true. Earlier, without using value equal to true, we used grep pattern comma x. Now another argument value equal to true, which returns a character vector containing the selected elements of x. Just it displays a character vector with the selected elements from X. Whenever you can use value equal to true, that means value is found in that. Now we can see the examples. First, you can define a character vector, name it as str. Here, the vector contains R course, exercises, include examples of R language. So, 3 strings are stored in the vector str using C combined, C of. Then whenever you can call the str, it displays the strings as usual. Now by using grep, now we are using the pattern as ex, comma, the vector name is str, comma, value equal to true we have given. That means wherever that value occurred, that particular string is displayed. So report the strings where match occurs. Now you can see in str, R course exercises include examples of R language. Now the pattern ex, where it occurs, those strings will be displayed, not substring, that complete string. So in R course, ex is not there. In exercises, ex is there. So the complete string will be displayed, exercises. Then other string include examples of R language, examples ex. So, but it won't display only ex. It displays the complete string, include examples of R language. Here you can see. So that is the difference between sub and grep. Grep finds the matching strings where the pattern occurs. That entire string will be displayed like all matching strings, not first one only. Globally, this will work. Now we will also practice this one. You can create one vector. So x equal to C of. So here what we have taken, the vector, the first string is R course. R course. Second one, exercises. Third one, include examples. Examples of R language. So this is the vector we have taken and stored in X. Now you can see by using grep. So now you want to find grep. You want to find a string that contains a pattern ex from the vector x. So here value equal to true. Now you can see. So ex, where ex is occurred in exercise, ex is there. Include examples of our language, ex is there. So both strings will be displayed. That is use of grep function. Then some more examples. So here we have taken value equal to true, but by default value equal to false. At that time, grep pattern comma x value equal to false returns an integer vector of that indices of the elements of x that yielded a match. So value equal to false is default value. In this case, it displays an integer vector of the index. Now you can see same vector you can call. Now grep ex comma str value equal to false. So value equal to false means now the matching string index will be displayed, the position. So ex where it occurs, this is the first string, ex is not there. Second string exercises, ex is there. So it displays its index, that is second integer value. Then include example, third string also ex is there. So value 3, numeric value 3 is displayed, indexes, by using value equal to f. By default, value equal to f. So particularly you want the strings, you can give value equal to true. Now we'll also demonstrate this one. So you can call the same vector x. Now we are using grep ex. Now you are finding vector is x, value equal to false now. Now it displays only the integer index of the strings positions. Now you can see x is found in exercises second string, so the order is second. Then include examples, that is third string. So that index is 3. It displays like this. That is by default value equal to f. Then another example here, value equal to f true. So whenever you can give true, we already demonstrated. The complete strings are displayed where the pattern is found. Exercises include examples. The comparison you can see with the default value with true value. Then some more examples by using combining vector. So here x is one vector, r core so and so, y number of participants. Now c of x comma y, which combines the two strings x and y, which gives the result. Now by calling that vector grep our from c of x comma y, so it displays where ou or is occurred. So in r course ou are there, so its string position is 1. So by default here we did not mention value equal to f or true. By default it takes index only, that is f. The number of participants here, our is not there, so only in first portion it is available, so it displays 1 as the index. Our is in the first element in the word course, therefore in x there is no our in y. Now we will also demonstrate this one. So create the two strings. The first one x equal to, so what you have taken, r course. R course starting date 1st July 2020. Now second string number of participants. Number of participants. So let 305. Now we are combining both strings by using the function combine c of x comma y. So it displays. Now what we are doing now, using grep. So our, we want to find the strings where our is occurred, from where c of x comma y. Here we did not mention value equal to false or true. By default it takes false only. So our occurs in first string. In course OUR is there. In second it is not there. Suppose another example, you can take UM. The string you can take UM. Now we can see. See, in first string R course UM is not there. Second string number of participants number UM is there. So its index is 2, second string. Like that we'll find by combining the vector also, by calling the vector. This is the output what we seen. See another example. Here NUM c of x comma y number, that will be presented in the second string. So it displays the index as 2. NUM is in the second element in the word number. Therefore, in Y, there is no number in X, NUM. Yeah, this is the second output. Then finally, by combining all with the grep function, what we demonstrated till now, all are included in a single screenshot. You can go through this. Now, another function alternative to grep. So we have grepl, which returns a logical vector, match or not, for each element of X. Simply it displays whether that value is matched. Matched means true, not matched means false. Just it displays true or false. The syntax is grep, you can add L to the grep L, same pattern comma X. So here ignore that case by default false, then parallel equal to false, fixed equal to false, use bytes equal to false. These are all the various arguments presented in grepl, but we used pattern X and value fixed. Now see the explanation about all this. Pattern as usual same as grep, character string containing regular expression, where X is a character vector where matches are sought. Then ignore that case which is a logical. If false, the pattern matching is case sensitive, and if true, it is ignored during matching. Parallel is a logical. Should parallel compatible regular expression be used? Fixed is also logical. If true, pattern is a string to be matched as is. Overrides all conflicting arguments. Then use bytes is also logical. If true, the matching is done byte by byte rather than character by character. These are all arguments explanations. Now we'll see the examples. So here, one example, I'm taking alphabets A to Z, grepl. So within double code, we have taken the vector as A to Z, A-Z in square bracket, means small a to small z, comma. Now the string is letters here. Letter is the default system defined keyword which displays all the alphabets with lowercase letters, small a to small z. Now here grepl returns a logical vector, match or not match for each element of X. Now here you can see A to Z. Now it takes the letters small a to small z. Yes, those letters are in our matching string or not, A to Z. So A to Z means small a to small z, all letters. Now total 26 letters, 26 times. So it displays the logical vector as true, that is occurred in A to Z vector. First it takes A. A is occurred in letters, yes, true. Then B is occurred in letters, true. Then C is occurred in letters, and so on. Z is occurred in letters. Letters means A to Z, all 26 are included. So all these 26 are replaced with the logical value true. If any letter not there, then it displays false in that particular position. That is use of grepl. Returns a logical vector, whether matching or not matching. Matching means true, not matching false. This is the output. We'll also demonstrate this one. If you want to need help for this, use help grepl as usual. Now we'll demonstrate that one. So grepl, here what we have taken a vector A to Z. Now the string is here letters. What letters contains all A to Z? Yes, syntax error. Use it 0. Here closed square bracket. Now you can see. So it displays all 26 letters are presented in the vector letters. Suppose same thing, if we can use here uppercase letters, see the result. So here it is showing false. The reason, whenever you can use the vector uppercase letter, all uppercase letters, but here we have taken small a to small z, lowercase letters. So it displays the logical value as false, not occurred or not matching. So same, if we can take here the pattern as uppercase, capital A to, here you can take capital A to capital Z. Now you can see true. Or because that capital letters vector contains only uppercase letters, whereas lowercase letters vector contains only lowercase letters. Based on that, it displays true or false, matching or not matching. Yeah, that is GREPL function. Now we will see other functions. The first one is evaluation function. EVAL function evaluates an unevaluated R expression in a specified environment. For example, simply you can use EVAL within parentheses, give the expression. Here what you have given 2 power 3. How it will be evaluated? This is nothing but first 2 power of 2 power 3. So 2 power 3. It is not 23 here, typing problem. So 2 power 3. So 2 power, what is 2 power 3 value? 8. Then 2 power 8, 2 into 2 into 8 times. So you will get 256. This is evaluate function to evaluate an R expression. Previously it is unevaluated in a specified environment. Now we will also run this one. So EVAL of 2 power 3. So first it takes 2 power 3, then 2 power of that 2 power 3. What is 2 power of 2 power 3? 8, 2 power 8. And 2 power 8 is 2 into 8 times, so 256 you will get. Then another example. So within that evaluate function, if we can give a string, it displays the same. So only numerical expressions will be evaluated. Now if you can, same you can take within double quotes. It displays same only. Or another example you can see. So whatever you can take within double quotes, it displays as a string. Then if we can remove the quotes, then it evaluates 9 plus 6 plus 9, 15. So the eval function evaluates an expression, but 6 plus 8 within quotes is a string, not an expression. Whereas 6 plus 8 is not an, 6 plus 8 is an expression. So it evaluates the value. 6 plus 8 is 14. What we demonstrated here. So within quotes, whatever the value or expression, it displays as the string. Then direct value with some mathematical operations. So it will act as calculator, evaluates. Then another function which is useful on strings, parse function. So parse function with the text equal to string is used to change the string into an expression. So if you want to convert a string into an expression, parsing, translation, we'll use parse. So that will be used inside the evaluate function only. Here you can see the examples. EVAL, evaluate within double quote 6 plus 8. Now this is a string, it displays as string only. Whereas you can use class function, class of the string, it displays its mode character. If you can evaluate by using parse eval inside the evaluate function, parse within parentheses text equal to. So this is the command, text equal to string you can give, text equal to 6 plus 8. Now the text is converted into an expression. Now the braces are quotes are removed. Now it can be evaluated, 6 plus 8 equal to 14. If you can find the mode of this one, parts of text equal 6 plus 8. So what is now, the string is now converting into expression. Now we will also demonstrate this one. So here first what we have taken, you can take this one as the string. Now this is expression. Sorry, string, this can be converted into expression. Now you can take class of eval. What is this evaluate? This is function. Or you can take class of direct values, 6 plus 9. Now what it displays, it is a string character. Now by using parse inside the evaluate function, parse, the command is text equal to the string. Parse evaluate parse text equal to within double quotes, you can give that one. Now close the braces. Now you can see the string 6 plus 9 is converted into an expression. Now what is the expression now? 6 plus 9, that can be evaluated. Now what is the result? 15. Now if you want to find the class of this one, class of, so what is this one now? Which is expression. Whereas earlier class, what it displays, character. Without parse, whenever you can take say class of this one, it displays simply character. So that is the use of parse function. So here the two functions what we discussed, evaluate for evaluating an expression, not for string. And second one, parse, converting a string to expression. So these are all the outputs what we obtained. So that's all about this lecture, replacement and evaluation of strings. Finally, coming to conclusion, I would request all of you to please use these functions which we have discussed in different situations. Try to take different examples and try to familiarize yourself with these functions. And in the next lecture, we will try to come up with some new topic. Till then, goodbye. Happy learning.